Hello students, my name is Anthony Ryan Cruz and I'm a faculty member of the PEM department. I'm the music teacher of the grades 9 and 10 here in main campus. Music and Me, this is the title of my presentation for today. Now, music and Me, the different classifications of musical instruments. First, what are the different classifications of instruments? Number one, you have the membranophones. These are the instruments that you strike in their membranes to produce sound. Number two, you have the idiophones. You strike them, but not on their membranes, but on the instrument itself, and that produces sound. Next, you have what we call aerophones. This is the instruments, or these are the instruments that you blow or you use air to produce different sounds. Number four, you have cordiophones. You use strings or different chords to produce or resonate sound. And lastly, you have the electrophones or the electronic instruments. You use electricity to produce sound and also different electronic devices to produce sound. So the presentation today will circle around these different classifications of instruments. I hope you like my presentation. And I hope that it will be informative to you all. Okay? So let's start. Let's start our presentation. Hello! I'm back! This is Anthony Ryan Cruz and I'm playing now what you call the instrument is a flute. This is a metal flute and this is used for different groups of musical groups. Okay? So let's talk about this musical instrument which we call the flute. This flute is under the aerophone classification. Okay? This is under what you call aerophone o yung mga instruments na hinihipa natin, no? Which we call blowing instruments. No? We use air to produce sound when we're using this instrument. Okay? So here, I want you to see the different parts of this flute. No? This is the head part, and these are the different parts. Ito pa yung mga iba't ibang parts ng flute. Dito natin inilalagay yung mga fingers natin to change the tone or change the pitch of the flute. Okay? So anong ginagawa natin, ano? Let's start with this part. Okay? Ito yung part na hinihipa natin to produce the sound. Sample. But without the body, you cannot change the sound that you can produce with the flute. So yung mouthpiece niya or yung etong head joints niya, okay, hindi mo siya ma-change hindi mo siya mapapalitan ng tunog. Now, when you use this naman without the head joint or yung pinaka mouthpiece niya, hindi mo naman siya pwedeng patunugin. No, this part needs this part, and this part needs this part. Now, when you connect both of them, listen to what you have. Now, pag pinagkabit mo yung dalawang parts ng ating flute, you can now produce different beautiful musical sounds. Okay? Now, maraming klase ng flute. There are a lot of kinds of flute. No? Before this metal flute, we have bamboo flutes or kawayan flutes, which were used by indigenous tribes. No, even now, no, ginagamit pa rin nila. Ito, meron tayong tinatawag na nose flute. Meron tayong tinatawag na bamboo flute. No? They use it in the Kalinga. They're being using the Igorots also use it. Aitas also use it as their instruments. No, as their musical instrument in their tribes. No, maraming klase eh. But I prefer using this one. This instrument, the metal flute, is used in different musical groups. No, what musical groups? No, pwede natin siyang gamitin sa mga bands, no, sa mga acoustic bands. Sample. Ko alam kung nadinig niyo na to eh. Okay? Diba? Yan yung usually nadidinig natin sa mga radyo dati, no? Do the Hustle. I think that's the title of the song, Do the Hustle. Okay? So, aside from rock bands or acoustic bands, this flute is also used in symphony orchestras. Wow, di ba? I'll give an example. Another one. Alam niyo ba yung tune yun? Yung mga tunes na yun? So those are pieces that we play usually in symphony orchestras where we use the flute as one of the instruments that produce the sound. And also mind you, when I'm playing the flute, look at the texture of the sound, no? Pakinggan natin siya. Ano ba matalim ba yung tunog niya? Ano bang klase yung niya? Suabe lang ba siya? Smooth ba siya? No? So that's one of the characteristics of a flute. listen to its sound. Kakaiba rin kasi yung sound ng flute. Okay? So that's it for this instrument. I hope you like this instrument, and I hope a lot of students play this instrument. No? Masarap siyang pag-aralan, and masarap din siyang tugtugin. Okay? Let's go now to the other instruments. Hello students! So may ipapakilala na naman akong bagong instrument sa inyo. So this is what we call, look, this is what we call a piccolo. No, nadinig nyo kanina yung sound ni piccolo. I played, I think that's a theme from Lupin the Third, ano? Pag nakita nyo siya, look, parang toothbrush lang. Ganun lang siya kalaki, no? This is what we call a metal piccolo. Pero kahit na ganito siya kaliit, okay? Pakinggan niyo yung pitch niya. So, ito yung isang realization sa mga instruments eh. Habang lumiliit yung instrument mo, mas lalong tumataas yung pitch o yung sound na napoproduce ng instruments. Kaya usually, yung mga malalaking instruments, diba, sa violin, meron tayong double bass, yung malaking instrument na gano'n, ano? They produce the lowest sounds or the lowest pitch. Doon sa band, meron tayo yung malaki, yung tinatawag nating sousaphone or yung radio bass. So, ito rin it produces also the lowest sound dun sa marching band. Now, kabaliktaran naman nun, kapag ang instrument mo ay medyo maliit, like this piccolo, you produce the highest pitch sounding instrument naman, ano? Ang taas nung tunog niya. And usually, ginagamit siya sa mga marching bands. Usually, ang marching bands din, isa o dalawang ganito lang. Kahit 100 members yung band, isang ganito o dalawang ganito, sobra, dinig na siya because of the pitch that it produces. Sobrang tining. Now, for the piccolo, you have only two parts, no? The piccolo's fingering is the same as the fingering for the flute. But for the flute, it has three parts. So meron siyang head joint, meron siyang body, and doon sa flute, meron pa siyang extension dito para bumaba yung tono niya. Mas mababa yung makuha niyang tone. Now, for piccolo, dalawa lang. Ito lang yung ginagamit natin. Ito yung head joint. Ito yung mouthpiece, na parang mouthpiece or head joint. So, kung paano natin pinatutunog yung flute, ganun din natin pinatutunog yung piccolo. Now, kailangan, you see this hole, kailangan, when you breathe, so you breathe hard, and then, paglabas ng hangin natin, kailangan shoot siya doon or pumapasok siya doon sa loob ng hole na yon, so that the air passes through this pipe, this steel pipe, and then it produces sound. Okay? Sample. So kailangan yung buga ng ating hangin hindi pa labas, kundi pababa. Okay? Para mapatunog natin siya kasi hindi naman nakaganon yung mouthpiece or yung head joint eh. Nasa ibaba. So, yun yung first training na ginagawa namin dun sa mga students namin sa flute at saka sa piccolo. No? Ito muna yung pinatutugtog namin sa kanila. Every day they practice this, they produce sound using only this. Okay? So, So binibilangan namin sila pag matagal na silang student namin. So binibilang namin, ha. So, yun, no? So, kailangan continuous yung breathing, eh. No, sabi ng teacher namin sa CCP, so sa music, lalo na sa vocal at saka sa instrumental, 90% of the problems is because of breathing. So, yan ang kailangan or yan yung importante when you're singing and you're playing an instrument, no, lalo na pag woodwind siya or brass or aerophone instrument siya. Kailangan you have a lot of air. You have a lot of air. Kaya when you breathe wholly with your two lungs. Okay? Puno yung lungs and then unti-unti mo siyang nilalabas, no? So, unti-unti natin nilalabas. When you breathe and then out yung air. So yan yung first training namin for our piccolo and flute students. Now, pag binuo mo na siya ngayon, so same as your flute, pag binuo mo na siya, hindi lang one pitch yung mailalabas mo kasi kanina yun na lang, ano, isa lang yung pitch na o yung tunog na lumalabas. So ito, using this, you have different fingerings dito, and bawat finger na pinagagalaw mo, it produces different sounds. Okay? So yan. So listen dun sa sound ng piccolo. Okay? Anong masasabi niyo dun sa sound ng piccolo? Does it produces low pitch sound? No, normal lang ba siya? O very high pitch? Okay? Kasi yan, pag pinagsama-sama mo na, later on, pag pinagsama-sama mo na yung mga instruments na yan, lalabas na yung distinction yan. Okay? In a band or in an orchestra, no? Parang flute itong piccolo is ang tunog niya parang flute but an octave higher. No, mas mataas yung tunog niya sa flute. Kaya mas noticeable siya, mas powerful yung pinoproduce na sound ng piccolo. Okay? Okay? So, with that, I'll end my introduction para dito sa piccolo na instrument. Okay? I'll introduce another an aerophone instrument after. Okay? Thank you for listening. Let's go on to another instrument. students, I would like to introduce to you another aerophone instrument. This what I'm using right now, is what you call the tenor saxophone. Okay? So now, you could see it's different from the flute or the piccolo because the flute and piccolo are straight instruments. Ito, may mga curve na siya, no? And you could also notice it's bigger. It's a bigger instrument. Now it's called tenor saxophone because in the saxophone family, maraming classification o maraming kinds of instruments. No, marami siyang different instruments doon. One kind of instrument is the soprano saxophone. Yung soprano sax, yun yung ginagamit ni Kenny G. Ewan ko if you know Kenny G, he usually uses the soprano saxophone. And there another kind of saxophone is what we call as an alto saxophone. The alto saxophone is a little bit smaller compared to the tenor. No, ganito rin siya. It has curves also, but it's a little bit shorter. Okay? And then you have your tenor saxophone like this. And then after that, you have your baritone saxophone. I also have that. So later on, you could hear what the baritone sax produces, the sound that it produces. And also you have a bass saxophone, which is the biggest saxophone, biggest saxophone instrument. You also have sopranino. I think it's a little bit shorter than the soprano saxophone, but it's the pitch that it produces is higher. So this is what we call the saxophone family. So, yun, no? Later on, you will hear the alto saxophone, and you will also hear the baritone saxophone. I'll demo it later on. Now, let's talk about this tenor sax. You also have, in your tenor sax, you have different parts also of the tenor saxophone. You have this. This is what we call our mouthpiece. No? Yan. So, this one is the one that produces the sound. Itong mouthpiece na tinatawag na to, this one produces the sound. Why and how? Number one, it has what we call as your reeds or your wooden reeds. Ito kasi wooden ang gamit ko, pero they also have what we call synthetic reeds, and there's also what we call as a plastic reed. Ito yung mouthpiece. No, pag hinipan mo siya, that's why it's called an aerophone instrument. You use your breath to produce sound. No, pag hinipan mo siya, papasok yung hangin dito sa pinaka mouthpiece, and this one vibrates. And when this reed vibrates, yun, that produces sound. Now, you also have different kinds of mouthpieces. Kung yung reeds, may iba't ibang klase ng reeds. You have wooden, synthetic, or plastic. Dito rin, you also have a lot of different mouthpieces din. And this mouthpiece and reeds, this also affects the sound that you produce. No? Ito, ang gamit ko ay plastic. Plastic yung mouthpiece. Meron din kaming tinatawag na metal. No? Meron din tinatawag na hard rubber mouthpieces. So, different kinds of material na gawa yung mouthpiece mo, it will also produce different kinds of sound. No? Kaya minsan, wow, bakit ganun? Parang ang tining-tining naman ng tunog, or why is it parang very sharp naman yung tunog niya? Wow, bakit ganun? Parang bilog na bilog naman yung tunog nun, yung sound nun. It's because of the materials used dito sa mouthpiece na to, at saka dun sa reeds niya. Okay? So those are some of the factors kaya nakakapag-produce tayo ng good sound. So dito, now when I use this mouthpiece that I have and these reeds that I'm using, oh, listen to the sound that I produce. So yan, no? I'm using a plastic mouthpiece and I'm using a wooden reeds. So yan yung napoproduce kong sound. So aside from this mouthpiece, put it here first. So meron din tayong tinatawag na neck. This is the neck of my tenor sax. Yan, no? So a tenor sax has a curved neck na parang ganito, no? You have two curves, here and then here. Sa alto sax, parang isa lang. Isang curve lang na pag ganon. Hindi siya nakaganito na style. Okay, so yan. Okay, so yan yung sound, yan yung ano niya, yan yung design niya. And this one is your body. This is the body of your tenor saxophone. So nandyan yung andito na yung fingerings. So you're pressing the different fingerings niya, and that produces the different kinds of sounds. No? Sabi nila yung mga students ko nung nagsisimula sila, "Sir, bakit ang dami-dami naman pong pinipindot? Bakit ang dami-dami naman pong butas? Ang dami-dami naman pong pinipindot? Kaya po ba ng 10 daliri yan, lahat ng pinipindot na yan?" The answer is yes. No? Every part of it, o itong mga pinipindot mo na to, there's a corresponding finger that you use it to produce sound. No? So yan, no? Hanggang sa pinakadulo. Yan. And by closing and opening the holes that you have in this instrument, that produces the different sound. Okay? So watch. So, ng tenor sax, no? Now, compared to the flute and the piccolo, anong masasabi niyo dun sa tunog ng tenor sax? Okay. Mataas ba? Yung tunog niya, mas mataas ba siya compared dun sa flute o dun sa piccolo? O mas mababa ba yung tunog niya compared dun sa piccolo and sa flute? Yan, that's correct. No, mas mababa siya doon sa sound ng piccolo and flute. Why do you think so? Bakit? Now, why? Yes. Because, if you remember our discussion dun sa piccolo, sabi natin, the smaller the instrument is made, okay, the higher the pitch it produces. No? But the bigger the instrument that you have, this one's bigger than the flute and the piccolo. It produces a lower pitch sound or lower sound. No? Kaya sabi natin, number one, mas malaki siya sa flute at saka sa piccolo. So, it produces also a lower sound. Okay? Yan. Another last sample. I'll give you an example of a sound of a tenor sax. And using this tenor sax, you could use it in marching bands, in concert bands, in solo performances. You can use it with the acoustic bands, no? Yung mga tinatawag nating big bands. Yan. These are the uses, or ito yung pwede mong isama yung tenor saxophones. Pero sa symphony orchestra, ang equivalent ng tenor saxophone ay usually cello or bassoon. So the sound that the tenor saxophone produces in an orchestra is equivalent to a cello or to a bassoon. Okay? So sana may natutunan kayo regarding the tenor sax. Next, we go now to another instrument. I hope you like the next instrument that I'll introduce. Okay, thank you. Students. So, another instrument under the saxophone family is this one. This is what we call the baritone sax instrument. Okay? So, look at this. Now, may pagkakaiba ba doon sa baritone sax instrument and doon sa tenor sax instrument? Meron ba? Yes, definitely meron, no? Meron siya. Now, even though they are under the same family, which is the saxophone family, merong pagkakaiba sa design ng tenor sax at saka ng baritone sax instrument. Now, you have here, it's the same. I'm using a plastic mouthpiece and reeds, a wooden reeds. It's the same din. Meron din tinatawag na metal mouthpiece, meron din hard rubber na mouthpiece. Meron din synthetic reeds, meron din siyang Meron din siyang plastic reeds. But this one, compared to the tenor sax mouthpiece, this is bigger. No, mas malaki siya compared dun sa tenor sax mouthpiece natin. And aside from this, na mouthpiece, diba sabi natin kanina sa tenor sax, meron siyang 3 parts: the mouthpiece, the neck, and the body. Look at the neck of the baritone sax. So yan. May pagkakaiba ba dun sa design ng tenor sax neck at saka dun sa baritone sax neck? Yes, no? Meron difference, no, sa design. So ito single curve lang. Doon sa tenor sax, halos dalawang curve na nakaganon. Okay? So yan yung neck. And with the body, look at the body of the baritone sax. No? Tingnan nyo kung gaano kalaki yung body ng bari sax. So halos hanggang dito ko na siya. No? And yung bass saxophone ay mas malaki pa, no? Bigger pa. Now, okay? So, with the design, look at this. So meron pa siyang ganyan. No? Para humaba pa lalo, no? They're curving it para humaba pa lalo yung instrument. And habang humahaba yung instrument, ano nga sabi natin? Habang humahaba, habang lumalaki yung instrument, it produces a lower sound. Lalong lumalaki yung tunog, lalong nagiging ma-bass, mababa yung tunog ng instrument. That is why, yan, no? And yung tenor sax hanggang dito lang, pero pag yung baritone sax hanggang dyan, yung pinaka-bell niya, nandito na sa pinakataas. Kasi pinapahaba nila so that it produces a lower sound. Okay? Doon sa mechanism niya, doon sa pinaka-mechanism niya, it's almost the same, halos pare-parehas lang siya. But with the length of this instrument, alam nyo, pag pinahaba nyo itong instrument na to, tinanggal nyo lahat ng curves na yan, makikita nyo kung gaano siya kahaba. And that is the secret, kaya nakakapag-produce siya ng lower sound. Okay? So yan yung ating baritone sax. Okay. I would like to share to you a video that we have when we had our sax lessons. Look at the video. No, can you differentiate what are the alto saxophones, or where the alto sax, where is the baritone sax, and where is the tenor sax on the video? Sige, panoorin nyo to, and I hope you like it also. This was, we done that video in one of our sax lessons and sax workshops. Okay? Sige. I'll be back after you watch the video. So welcome back, dear students. So napanood nyo ba yung video? Na-distinguish nyo ba kung alin doon yung iba't ibang kinds of saxophone instrument? Yung bari sax, yung tenor sax, yung hindi ko pa na ipapakita sa inyo, those are what we call as the alto saxophones. Okay? And what are the difference between those 3 kinds of instruments, no? Natinig nyo ba dun sa ginawa naming performance? yung sound ng bari sax o ng tenor saxophone or ng alto saxophone. I'll give you another example of the sound of the bari saxophone. So yan yung sound. Yan yung sound ng bari sax. May pinagkaiba ba dun sa tenor? Yes, definitely. Kung ang tenor ay mababa, it produces a low sound. Mas mababa pa or an octave lower pa yung kayang i-produce nitong tinatawag nating baritone sax. And that distinguishes it between the tenor sax and the baritone sax and also the alto sax, soprano sax. Ito ang baba talaga ng sound niya. No? Pag inunat mo to, no, pag dinerecho mo to, ang haba-haba na ng instrument. That's why it produces a lower sound compared to the tenor sax and to the alto saxophones. Usually, ginagamit to pang bassline, ano, sa mga mabababang parts para madinig mo talaga yung bass nung tinutugtog mo. They usually reinforce it, ano, especially sa mga concert bands, sa mga big bands. Yan, they reinforce it using this instrument, this baritone sax instrument. Okay? So, I hope you like this introduction to baritone sax. Let's go to another sax family, another instrument under the sax family, which is the alto saxophone. Hello students! So, I'm introducing a new instrument now under a new classification. So, a while ago, you heard the aerophone instruments. No? Meron tayong flute, piccolo, the baritone sax, the tenor sax. Now, this is under a new classification of instrument. This is under the electrophones. No? Electrophones are instrument that uses electronic devices to produce sound. No? Here, I'm holding what we call as a bass guitar. So, pag tinignan mo yung bass guitar, parang regular guitar mo lang, kaya lang, under this color blue part, no, may mga hindi, ito yung nagpo-produce ng sound, no. Ito yung mga electronic gadgets na nagpo-produce ng sound. Ito yung tinatawag nating pickups, no. So ito yung mga strings niya. This is ordinary kasi sa ibang guitars meron din ito. Pero sa acoustic guitar, wala itong part na to. Itong part ng pickup kung tawagin natin. No, ito yung kumukuha ng sound and dinadala nitong pickup na to papunta dito sa inyong amplifier. Kaya madidinig mo yung sound. Itong blue part na to, under this may mga electronic devices din siya para mapaganda pa natin yung ating sound ng instrument. Now, this bass guitar is a unique bass guitar. Why? Because it's a 5-string bass guitar. Now, usually yung bass guitars natin, yung mga normal bass guitar, 4 lang yung string. usually ang bass guitars natin, 4 lang ang strings. No, but this bass guitar, some bass guitars are made 5 strings, some are 6. No, iba-ibang klase din yung bass guitars eh. Parang saxophone, iba-iba yung klase nila. Ito din iba-ibang klase. Now, what are the parts, no, of your bass guitar? Ito yung mga tuning pegs natin. Andito yung tuning natin. Okay, ito yung tinatawag nating head. And then, ito yung pinaka-neck ng bass guitar natin. And, makikita nyo dito, ito yung tinatawag nating fretboard. Yan, ano? Ito yung, dito tayo pinipindot natin siya. So, yan yung fretboard. Yan. First fret, second fret, third fret. Usually, pag bass guitar, hindi natin siya kino-chords. No? Per note lang din siya. Or, per note lang din siya. Or, per solfa syllable. No? Kunyari, this is E. Let's start. E, or Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Si, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Si, Do, Si, La, Sol, Fa, Mi, Re, Do, Si, La, Sol, Fa, Mi. Okay? So, hindi natin siya ginagawang chords. Hindi katulad nung ginagawa natin sa inyong mga guitars na naka-chord ka ng E, naka-chord ka ng A, naka-chord ka ng G. Sa bass guitar, no, isa-isa lang ang ginagawa nating pagtugtog. Kunyari. So ganun yung sound na produce ng bass guitar. Now, for electronic instruments like the bass guitar, no, ito yung pag sa acoustic band or pag tumutugtog yung combo, ito yung may mababang sound na napoproduce. Dito naman, yung instrument niya, same length, pero sa mga cordiophones or doon sa mga electronic instruments, pag tinignan nyo naman, sobrang kapal naman ng mga strings niya. Now, how do they produce sound? Because of the strings that they have. These strings vibrates, and then when it vibrates, it produces different sounds also. And bawat isang string ay may sari-sariling kapal, no? Bawat isang string na yan, may mga length at saka may mga width na what we call measurements. Yan. And mas makapal yung string na gagamitin mo, mas mababa ang sound na napoproduce. Okay? These are true for cordiophone instruments and electronic instruments like your guitars and your bass guitars. Yan. So, nadinig nyo na kanina. So, this is one example. This bass guitar is one example of your electronic instrument or electrophone instrument. Now, so ito, kung yung bass guitar lang, no, kung yung bass guitar lang, wala kayong matidinig na kahit anong tunog. Wala, there's no sound. No? Paano mo nadidinig yung sound? No? Kinakabit mo siya sa also in an electronic device para madinig mo yung sound niya. So, I'm using a jack. So, this is your your bass guitar. And then I'm using a jack. I'm putting a jack now dito. Okay. Yan. And yung jack ko, nakakonect siya sa isang amplifier. And now, nakasaksak siya so may current or may electricity na nagpapatakbo dun sa aking device. So with that, now madidinig mo na meron na siyang sound or nagpo-produce na siya ng sound. Hello students! So another instrument here that I would like to introduce to you. This is what we call a drum set. This is what we call a drum set. And this drum set is also under a new classification of instruments. No? Actually, it's covered by two classification of instruments. The first one is what we call a membranophone or a membranophone instrument. And the other one is what you call an idiophone instrument. Now, let's go with the membranophone instrument. Why is it called a membranophone instrument? Itong mga drums na to, now we call this snare drum. Ito yung sound nila. Listen to the sound. So yan yung snare drum. And this snare drum, meron siyang white part na pinapalo. Doon mo siya pinapalo to produce sound. And this is what we call a membrane. Before, ang ginagamit, or Tagalog ang tawag namin dito sa Tagalog, katad. And itong membrane na to, before it's made up of animal hide. Okay, yung mga balat ng mga hayop. But now, pinalitan na sila, aside from animal hide, pwede na rin silang plastic. So this is a snare drum. And this one, ito naman tinatawag na to. This is what we call a high tom. No, high tom. And same din, meron din siyang white part. Ito yung pinapalo natin. And this is what we call as your yung membrane ng high tom. No? Look at the difference with the sound. Tingnan nyo nga kung meron difference. Okay. And then this one, the other one, this is what we call the low tom. Kung meron kang high tom, meron ka ring low tom. So, ganun din. Dito mo rin pinapalo sa pinaka-center ng white part na to, which is a membrane. And that is why it's called a membranophone. So, you have snare drum, you have the high tom, you have the low tom, and this one is what we call as your floor tom. Now, look at what's the difference between the sounds. May pagkakaiba ba? No, meron bang difference dun sa sound that they produce? Yes, definitely. No, iba yung sound ng snare, iba yung sound ng high tom, mas mababa sa snare, and then yung low tom, mas mababa pa rin siya sa high tom, and ito naman, mas mababa pa rin siya, no? And this one, itong nasa paa ko, ito naman yung tinatawag nating bass drum ng drum set. Okay. So kung yan ay membranophone, these are what we call membranophones. This naman, this is what we call ngayon, this is what we call as your cymbals. Ito yung tinatawag nating hi-hat. No? Yan, hi-hat. This is another cymbals. And these cymbals falls under your idiophone instruments. No? Under idiophone instruments, ito yung mga percussion instrument na pinapalo mo to produce the sound. No? And pag pinakinggan mo yung different cymbals natin, iba-iba din yung tunog na pinoproduce nila. Iba-iba yung sound, no? And this one. And pag pinagsama mo na silang lahat, that is your, what we call, your drum set. Okay, so you have cymbals, you have the different toms, the different snare, the different drums in your drum set. Now, using your drum set, you can produce 2/4 rhythm, you can produce 3/4 rhythm, and you can also produce 4/4 rhythm. Yeah, I'll give you an example. This is a 2/4 rhythm. No? This is a 2/4 rhythm. Okay? That's a 2/4 rhythm. Yan. So, you can also produce what we call a 3/4 rhythm. Yeah, another one. And you can also produce an 4/4 or a 4/4 quadruple rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So yan yung kaya mong i-produce. And you have different varieties, different styles that you can produce using this drum sets. Okay? So marami pa, no? Marami pa tayong pwedeng ma-produce na different rhythm using this drum set. So, I just want to point it out that using this drum set, you have two classifications of instruments. You have the idiophones, which is your cymbals. And you also have your membranophones, this one, no? And when you put them together, you produce different and a beautiful music. Next, we go to the next instrument. See you again, guys. You're the one that never let me sleep. To my Messiah. Your love is like a river that flows down to my veins. I'm Messiah. Hello students. So here's another instrument that I would like to introduce to you. This is what we call the guitar. And it's very popular to all the students, no? Kasi ang daming nag-aaral o ang daming gumagamit ng guitar. It's very popular among the students. And this guitar is under a new category or a new classification. This classification is what we call as a chordiophone instrument, no? Now, sir, bakit siya under chordiophone instrument? Now, this is because of the strings that you pluck or you strum. These strings produce a sound, no? Kapag sila ay nagalaw, then it vibrates, and that vibration produces the sound of the instrument, of the guitar. Okay? So yan, this guitar has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strings. Anim yung string ng guitar. And this guitar also has different parts. No? This one, you have your head part. Dito sa head part, you have what you call as your tuning pegs. Dito natin tinutono yung guitar natin using this, no, these tuners na nandito sa taas. And then you also have what you call as your neck. Ito yung pinaka-neck ng guitar natin. After that, yung neck ng guitar, you can see there your strings, and this is the fretboard. Okay, itong fretboard na to, yan, dyan tayo tumitipa, o dyan ito yung pinipress natin, the different combinations to produce the different sounds. You have your C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then you go back to C again. So yan yung mga different chords for the guitar. And then, aside from that, you also have your body. And dito sa body na to, makikita nyo yung sound holes ng guitar. No, diyan lumalabas yung mga sound. Now, it vibrates dun sa loob. Tumatama siya sa different wood na nasa loob, and then lumalabas yung sound dito. Now, maraming nahihilig sa guitar because this is yung guitar kasi you could see it anywhere. You can buy it from the different shops, no, yung mga musical shops. No, it's very accessible. No, and kasi it's a one-time package na eh. Na ibig sabihin nandito na yung sound, andito pa yung beat. Kasamang beat, may rhythm na siya, and then meron na rin siyang kasamang background. Kulang na lang ay yung kakanta to produce the melody of the song. Yan, no? So, what's the difference? Yung isang question sa atin nung isang student, Sir, what's the difference between the acoustic guitar, ito, and the electronic guitar or the bass guitar? No, it's simple. For this guitar, it's a stand-alone instrument. Ibig sabihin, wala ka nang kailangan gawin, tutunog na siya. Like this, di ba? Kamay lang or hands mo lang, no, mapapatunog mo na siya. Okay, just make an upward, downward movement and you strum it. Na siya. But with your electric guitar or with your bass guitar, number one, kailangan may kuryente ka or may electricity ka. Number two, you need to also have an amplifier so that lumabas yung tunog ng instrument. Then you need to have a jack to transfer the sound from this instrument going to the amplifier. And then you need to have also a pickup device and some electronic devices so that you could transfer from this instrument going to the amplifier to produce the sound. So ang dami mo pang kailangan. When you use an electrophone instrument, yung mga electronic instruments natin, ang dami mo pang kailangan, ang daming kailangan i-set up bago natin siya magamit or before they could produce sound. No, but for this instrument, this is an acoustic guitar and it's under the cordiophone instrument. Okay? It's a standalone instrument. Ito lang. Okay? No, it's a one instrument package. May rhythm ka na, may background music ka na. Kakanta ka na lang, parang video okay, no? Kakanta ka na lang. And also with that, yung guitar is not the only instrument under the cordiophone family or the cordiophone classification. Aside from your guitar, it also includes your violin. It also includes your viola, your cello, your double bass. Even your harp is under the cordiophone classification. Another instrument which is very popular right now is what you call the ukulele. No, this ukulele is also under the cordiophone instrument. Why? Because you use strings to produce the sound. Kaya lang yung sa ukulele kasi, you have 4 strings only and it's a small guitar. No, maliit lang siya. And you have different also combinations of fingerings to produce different sound using the ukulele. And that's one of the more popular cordiophone instruments right now. Okay? So with that, I hope you learned something about the guitar, and I hope you're practicing or you would like to learn one musical instrument. No, it's very very nice, or it's very very good. It's very good for distressing. No, pantanggal natin ng stress. After a day's work, you just sit down, get your guitar, and then play something. And it's very, very nice. Parang nakaka-relax, nakakagaang ng pakiramdam natin, nagpapaganda ng mood natin. Anong tawag natin doon? Good vibes. After a good day's work. Okay? So, with that, I hope you learned something about the guitar. And let's go now to another instrument. Dear students, now I'm introducing to you another instrument, and this is what we call the keyboard. I'm using a keyboard right now, and this keyboard is under the electrophones classification. No, sabi nga natin under electrophones or electronic instruments. Now, you have different devices or different electronic devices, and also you have electricity, so that you could use this gadget and produce sound. No, and that's what you have here right now in front of me. This is a keyboard. Now, maraming nagtatanong, no, sir, what's the difference of a keyboard and a piano? No, yung tunog nyo kanina, sir, parang tunog piano naman eh, di ba? Eh, sir, tunog piano naman eh. Pero why don't you call it a piano? Why call it a keyboard? No? Now, it's basically because keyboard is like a synthesizer. No, it doesn't only produce a piano sound, but it also produces other sounds. Okay, I'll give you an example. No, kunyari, this one. Let's put it here. Yan, no? Tunog piano pa ba siya? Another one. Sorry. Another one, no? So, it basically produces not only the sound of a piano, no, kasi pag piano sound lang yung kaya niyang i-produce, no? And keyboard produces different kinds of sound, no? It has what we call a tone bank, no, na ito pag nilagay mo sa number na to, it can produce that kind of sound, no? Sabi niya, no? And it's not only the sound of an instrument that it can produce. No, pati rhythm, pati beat, kaya rin niyang gawin dito, no? Dito sa keyboard, no? Example, okay, start. So ganyan yung beat niya, no? And I could definitely change the tempo of this beat. No? So yan mo. Yan. And I can also change the beat again. Dun sa gusto kong, sa preferred kong beat. No? Okay? So, a keyboard functions not only as a piano sound, but it could also produce different sounds. And not only different sounds, but it could also produce different rhythms, no, beats. And depende rin dun sa keyboard na meron ka, it could also store yung mga gusto mong mga tugtog, ano? For example, like this. Okay. Okay, no? So, this is what we call as a keyboard. And with the different electronic devices that you have in this keyboard, with all the things that you have here, no, you produce a lot of different sounds. You can mix a lot of different sounds. You could have different beats, no? Kung ikaw yung gagawa ng beat like this. Okay? And because of the different electronic devices also inside this, even the sound of a drum set you could definitely produce using this keyboard, no? And with that, no, yan. So itong setup ko dito sa keyboard ko, usually yung mga keyboards kasi they don't have speakers, no? So kailangan it's like the guitar na kailangan meron ka pang jack, meron ka pang ampli, okay, and then para mapalabas mo yung tunog. But I bought a keyboard like this na meron na siyang built-in speaker. Now, isi-set up mo na lang yung pedal niya, isi-set up mo na lang yung adapter niya, and then isasaksak mo sa kuryente or doon sa outlet mo, and then you can now play with this. Okay? And with that, I hope you like my introduction to the keyboard. Let's go to another instrument. Hello students, I'm introducing to you another instrument under the saxophone family, and this is what we call as your alto saxophone. Okay? So, ano nga ba yung mga instrument under saxophone na na-introduce ko na? You have your baritone sax. Yes. What's the other one? Yes, that's correct. It's the tenor saxophone. And now, I'm introducing to you, this one is an alto saxophone. Is there a difference between the three? Yung baritone sax, yung tenor sax, and yung alto sax. Look at it. Tignan mo yung itsura niya. Physically, meron ba? May difference ba? Yes, that's correct. Mas maliit yung alto sax compared dun sa dalawang nauna nating instrument na pinakilala. Mas maliit siya. That's why, when you blow this or when you play this, no? You produce that kind of sound. Okay? So, those are altissimo sounds produced here in the alto saxophone. No? Kung yung dalawa ay mabababa ang tunog, this is higher pitch compared dun sa dalawa. Okay? Kaya iba yung mas matining or an octave higher yung tunog niya. It's the same also, you have your mouthpiece, you have your neck, and also you have your body. And you have the bell, no? Dito lumalabas yung sound ng ating saxophone. Okay? And I usually use this instrument, no, kasi masarap siyang pang solo, especially for solo performances. Yun, no? A while ago, I played, what they call that? The Way You Look Tonight by Michael Bublé. So, masarap siyang pang solo. It's very relaxing. The sound is very soothing. And sabi ng iba, it's very sexy daw eh, no? Parang that's the sound that you produce when you're playing the alto saxophone, no? And it's very soothing. So ginagamit din siya sa mga big bands, for acoustic bands, ginagamit din siya. Ginagamit din siya sa marching band, ginagamit din siya sa mga concert bands, yan, sa applications or saan mo pwedeng gamitin yung alto saxophone, no? Yan. So, one of the most notable users of alto saxophone is Kenny G. During this time, si Kenny G, mahilig din siyang gumamit ng alto sax. Yan. So, I hope may natutunan kayo, no, when I introduce the different instruments. Yan. Masarap kasi siyang, music and me is inseparable. No? Why? And why is it under humanities? No, music is under humanities because music tells something about our history. And music definitely tells something about ourselves. No, it is an expression, no, yung pinapakinggan natin o yung kinakanta natin o yung pinoproduce natin music, it's telling somebody that this is me. This is what I'm feeling right now. You know, I can play music, happy music, using my sax. I can play very lonely music also with this kind of instrument or any other instruments that I have. You know, music is a language, no, that sometimes even words cannot express it. Kakaiba talaga yung music eh. No? And sample, kunyari sa Olympics, pag tinugtog yung Olympic fanfare, what do you feel with that? Even pag nanonood ka lang ng even pag nanonood ka lang ng mga horror movies, panoorin mo yung movie nang walang music. Tingnan ko kung matakot ka dun sa pinanonood mo. Pero panoorin mo siya na kasama yung scoring niya, yung musical scoring niya. Talagang matatakot ka kasi nakakagulat yung sound, creepy yung sound. Okay? Yung mga love, yung mga napapanood nating mga love movies, panoorin mo siya without the music. Will it be complete? Yung dating ba niya ay the impact of the movie, ganun ba? When it has a musical scoring, yung kompleto yung sound, no? Pag magkasama sila, you have a very very happy sound, happy tune. And then pag medyo nagkakaroon ng problems, medyo lonely yung sound. No? This is why music is under or is included in humanities. It expresses or it tells about us as a human being. It tells us about us, about our feelings, about our thoughts, about our situation. It tells us what historical background did we had or ano yung mga nangyari in the past because of music. Baroque music. This is what my students are learning right now in grade 9. In grade 10, what happened during the Expressionism era, the Impressionism. So what happened during that time? It's not only the music that's changing, it's also the art. It's also the economic progress. It's also the technology revolution during that time. And during this, nagbabago din. And up to now, nagbabago pa rin, ano? Before, there's no rap. There's no techno music. There's no R&B. There are only classical music. But because of the evolution, because of the changes, because of what's happening, there's the development that we have. And now, we have now what we call as chants music. We also have this rap version. We have this techno, disco, dance music, all of this. And also we have this electronic DAW, this digital audio music that they are producing now. Even without that instrument, you can produce now music. Even with your computers, you can produce music. No? But those music, may pinanggagalingan pa rin yun. Kasi nanggagaling din siya sa mga drum sets, nanggagaling pa rin siya sa mga different cymbals, different kinds of instruments. No? That's why we include music. That's why we include music in the humanities, because it tells something about humanity, and definitely it tells something about ourselves. No? And once again, my name is Anthony Ryan Cruz, and I am your speaker here in Music and Me.